So what is a flexitarian diet, and is it a healthy diet? Let's find out. Flexitarian is a new term that was coined in the last few years. It combines the word flexible with vegetarian. A flexitarian diet is basically a vegetarian diet where you can occasionally eat animal products, meat particularly. Remember, vegetarians consume dairy and eggs, but they don't usually consume flesh. Flexitarians consume some meat, fish, or poultry. And a flexitarian diet is a healthy diet. It's rated second behind the Mediterranean diet as the best overall diet in terms of being healthy, ease of consumption, effective for weight loss, reduction of chronic disease like heart disease. As long as the flexitarian is following a truly plant-based diet, because many vegetarians eat a lot of carbohydrates, bread, pasta, rice, and not enough vegetables. Just adding meat occasionally to a starch-rich diet is not healthy. But if it's truly a plant-based diet, meaning you're consuming mostly fruits and vegetables, whole grains and legumes, nuts and seeds, you can have a small amount of protein from fish, poultry, or meat. Some flexitarians consume meat just once a day, others limit their consumption to once a week, some as little as once a month. Being a flexitarian is a very flexible vegetarian diet. The one thing that I find with flexitarians is that when they go from being vegetarian to then reintroducing meat into their diet, they need to go a little slowly. It does take a little more hydrochloric acid in your stomach to actually break down flesh. And if you haven't eaten meat in your diet for a very long time, you're probably not making as much hydrochloric acid as you did before. So go slowly with eating in very small portions, maybe an ounce or two, before trying to eat a huge steak and then expect to be able to digest it properly. There are a lot of people that are flexitarians that are more pescatarian, meaning the only flesh they eat is fish. And like I said, as long as the diet has a lot of variety of food sources and is plant-based with fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains, legumes, then having some meat, chicken, turkey, duck, fish, shellfish, can actually be a good source of protein. Interesting that in the blue zones, those areas of the world where people live to over 100 years of age, the majority of their diets would be considered flexitarian. They do eat some meat, lamb, pork, beef, poultry, fish. They just don't eat it very often. It's not at every meal. It's usually not even every day. And that actually makes a big difference in their longevity. They're getting adequate protein, but they're mostly consuming a variety of anti-inflammatory produce, lots of colorful fruits and vegetables, lots of whole grains and legumes, which are beans, nuts and seeds that make up the base of their diet. Is a flexitarian diet a good way to lose weight? Yes, if you're eating a standard American diet, meaning mostly white stuff and lots of fried foods, a flexitarian diet can be an excellent way to lose weight because it's a much healthier diet. But if you're already eating a pretty healthy diet, let's say you're paleo, you're probably not going to lose any more weight on a flexitarian diet than a paleo diet. And if you're already eating a vegetarian diet and you add meat, you're not going to necessarily lose much more weight unless you were pretty protein deficient before. Then you may lose a little bit of weight, but it's a combination of not just what you eat, but how active you are. So being sure you're getting an adequate amount of exercise on any diet, meaning enough activity so that you can burn those extra calories, is key to weight loss. And be sure that you're not eating lots of high glycemic index foods. These are the carbohydrates that get turned into sugar really quickly, like starches, flours, breads, pastas, white rice, white potatoes, as well as baked goods and candies. Those carbs get turned into sugar so quickly they end up getting stored as body fat pretty easily. So avoiding those foods on any of these diets will make a big difference. So if you have any questions about a flexitarian diet, why don't you join us in the hormone support group? We talk a lot about what diets are healthy and share meal ideas and recipes. I think you'd enjoy it. You can access it through our hormone reboot training. So, is a flexitarian diet? It's once again a vegetarian diet with the ability to flexibly eat meat, poultry, or fish on an occasional basis. And it can be healthy if it's truly plant-based. Why don't you check out my next video for more health tips?